Hey everybody, welcome back to the Utterly Pointless channel, and I'm just about to fight another boss on Realm Instability 5, I believe. Let's take a look here. Yeah, all sorts of nasty stuff. I got blighted, as you can see on my creatures at the start. I do have Greater Dispel to help out with that, and a little bit of damage reflection I see. Ooh, healing every turn. Oh, that's really terrible, especially since I've got Fermented Hops. So that is something that I do have to spam here. I wish I didn't have to, but it's a pretty rough situation here. I've got the Sapphire Drake here to pass on its Healing Breath trait, and I do have to have Fermented Hops blight everybody. So that's only because I'm not using any anointments to try to represent a sub level 500 team. So I also, as you can see, have relics all unequipped. Well, I mean, they're not even effective in this sad little challenge build. As you can see, can't use second traits, can't use avatars. Relics don't even have any kind of effect either. And so the only thing that I've really got that can overcome that a little bit is a Daxial here. And he gives 3 random perks at start of battle. There are some text glitches, so I can't even see what some of these do sometimes. I'm hoping that the update will be able to assist with that. But anyway, I've got Sapphire Drake and Improbable Catapult. As you can see, I'm just going to ignore any second traits. I didn't even bother fusing a Daxial. So I've got Pandemonium Rebirth. After he dies, other creatures are resurrected with 100% health. If they're not dead, they recover 50% health. And that's just a unique, non-stackable trait. Got the Shambler Rescuer. Increased healing for any creature that has blighted on the enemy side. And then Secret Recipe. After this creature is resurrected, all your other creatures are... Oh, I'm sorry, that's a second trait. I meant to get that in anyway. I might swap this out if I can't make it through this boss battle. But I did all the dirty work clearing the floor out already. And it's just an issue of waiting for Fermented Hops to cast twice. First to get blighted to everything, and then to give every enemy a minus 35% of max health smack with additional healing enchanted into the gem. So after a creature gets killed, this one will get rebirth and shelled. I have Desperate Sacrifice to help harden up the team a bit with Pacing Death's Trail here on the Siren Purifier. I'll get to that in just a second, but after Loyalty's Light, nothing. And then for the Shambler Recruiter, its trait is one that offers a 50% chance to take the same amount of increased damage again. Then I've got aggravated illness, and that's not retrograde here. So just a nice trifecta of blighted related damage increases. I've got Blink also, just additional damage. And there's additional attack here, but it barely even seems to do much, just because creatures are so weak in general on this side. So I should be replacing the artifact spell gems, all with Fermented Hops. just to cheese my way through this challenge build. It's pretty much, kill or be killed, obviously, but in this it's cheese or be cheesed. So after the Shambler Recruiter, excuse me, wrong artifact, bad. So yeah, there's Curse of the Swarm here. There's a little bit of class diversity, unintentional, so that usually has a chance to process once a turn, with this being boots. And then I've got the Siren Purifier here, Dream Touch. So after allies get killed, the Siren Purifier will basically go on a rampage and put as many creatures as it can to sleep with Pacing Death's Trail. So that's 4 attacks every time an ally dies. And fortunately, attacks do not wake up enemies. If you can get one enemy down to being the only survivor. Sorry to phrase that wrong. Just trying to do this all live and save you guys time compared to the ramble fests that I've had with my 37-minute wonders. But there's also Dark Embrace, where after your creatures die, the Purifier will gain attack, intelligence, defense, and speed. That's just a bonus from the Netherstone. So that is the one nice part about playing on Deprived, is that your Netherstones can help, as well as your Reliquary. Actually, there are a few ways your cards will assist you in coming through this challenge. So it's not like you're really, really hurting, but it does make you think very creatively, and honestly, you're still going to have to grind quite a bit just to be able to get your base stats up, your artifact attack stats, and your spell damage and stat boosts and so on. So with that said, this is the one creature that probably has the most staying power in the build. There is a lot of resurrection going on. Again, I don't have a single anointment to assist this build, so it really is roughing it compared to the maxed out Tribalist build or Shadowbringer build that I've got. And I'm not trying to sound all high and mighty like, oh yeah, I'm descending down to the level that you guys are playing, but I'm just trying to revisit some of the challenge and some of the technical expertise that you need to cobble together. I'm just observing, what flaws are here in this team, and obviously it is a lack of blighted at the start, and the requirement of Fermented Hops to be cast twice to even start doing damage. I don't have any real reliable means of getting blighted out except for Fermented Hops, and I don't have any anointments that will let you manually cast Fermented Hops. So it kind of does add a little bit of fun in that it feels like roughing it. Fermented Hops late game is an absolute game breaker, with Brewmaster's Handshake being usable as an anointment. And yeah, it's something that I bring in pretty much every build. Blighted is really underrated, and Fermented Hops too is just amazing. It's scalable, like I say in a few of my videos, but for anybody just seeing this channel the first time, Fermented Hops will take off a percentage of an enemy's health, and with cast twice enchanted into it, you'll be looking at 70% of an enemy's health being dealt as healing damage. But also, if you enchant a Fermented Hops with the 53% extra healing damage, or 53% extra healing. That is the way that you can enchant extra damage into it and absolutely get generous and cast twice. There isn't a defense penetration because it's just such a pure cheese spell to begin with. One I love. I'm not knocking it, and I don't know if it's actually going to be nerfed, but just enjoyable to use. After using stuff like Steel Storm, I'm kind of disappointed with that. False Beliefs will actually work very well in this build. And then I've got Utopia, but let me just get to the final creature here that I've got. So that is the Occultist Spellbinder, and I have so many generous one-use ethereal gems. It's not really helpful that your creature's spell gems deal 30% more damage. I've got Steel Storm, and that is it. So everything, False Beliefs, Steel Storm, everything that's ethereal, not really going to do any kind of additional damage. I do have Fermented Hops, so just going through the realm, I'm starting to run low on charges. I do have Polish, so that will be a help, but I think it's just a random spell gem that does get its charges increased. Yeah, so there's that. It's generous, so we should all be polishing. But yeah, there are some rough edges, as you can see to this. I just threw it together last night because Golden Stout and Fermented Hops didn't work that well with casting the first spell gem as you resurrect with Vicha's Surprise. That's a material from the Nethermancer Ned's shop. So after Phantasm here, I'm ignoring Final Excretion. Would have been very handy, but I do have Secret Recipe, so there's a lot of duplicate resurrection here. So after this guy dies from anything, and Pandemonium Rebirth kicks in and everything else is resurrected, this guy will get resurrected again. So technically it should be a resurrection loop, but there are ways, I guess, that for whatever reason, traits being turned off or ignored, whatever, creatures being, traded, Traitted, to be permanently dead and unable to resurrect. It does not work all the time, so it depends on the fight that you get into, and I'll just go through a very quick list of spell gems and do the fight. Nothing changed here. This is saved for enemies getting Healing Breath and getting Wormhold all the way up to the top and getting their healing in. So False Beliefs is here in this build as well to deal damage equal to healing received. Enemies will be healing up to full health, so it is kind of daunting, but I've got enough temporary gems here and False Beliefs especially to join the Fermented Hops to be able to get some burn damage in. Steel Storm is there, but just is not massive enough as the description says it is. So I've got Summon War, that is just a retribution style summon, and that helps you when you're clearly outmatched to deal some damage back. Desperate Sacrifice will activate the Siren Purifier to start putting things to sleep. Then I've got Greater Dispel to get rid of enemies' buffs and your debuffs. Been using that a lot. Void Flare hasn't been used. Holy Armor hasn't been used as well. Vacuum did come in handy once. Warp Reality, I haven't been creating any barriers, so that's just a standby. There may be still a chance for a barrier to pop up in a random fight from an enemy's action instead of Holy Blast. And then, and yes, I should probably consider rotating that in here. But here's Fermented Hops. Fermented Hops, Entangling Roots to snare things, Wormhole to get enemies to the top of the timeline so they can take their healing from the Catapult launched Healing Breath trait. Oops. Then Dense Fog puts things to sleep. I just used the generous versions of that, haven't been using the regular gem. Again, just ethereal casts for that. Requiem, very weak life orb style spell that I should be rotating out and upgrading. False Beliefs, damage equal to amount of healing taken. So I do have Utopia to heal everything up to full health. So there is some risk that I may run out of spell gems to get that damage done and have to rely on attacks, which aside from this guy getting stats from everyone else is a little bit scary and certainly weak in this build. So that's everything there. And then for the Occultist Spellbinders spell gems, I've got Spreading Plague. Just rips off debuffs and gives them at random. Not quite as good as Greater Dispel, but still kind of good if you want to be able to get some Blighted out, as you can see, because my creatures have it to start with in this fight, in this whole floor actually. Desperate Sacrifice again, generous. Fermented Hops, Utopia, and Steel Storm. There should kind of be a rule where your creatures don't get any charges out of their ethereal gems that are shared if this main gem has no charges to it. That's just me, but I can use Polish here and make it a moot point. And then there's Steel Storm. It's been cast a couple times. There's Defense Penetration because our creatures just really aren't on a par with enemies just yet. I think our artifacts are not that bad, but there's a very weak nether stone, so I'm going to try to get everything up to 200 on average, so that will take some grinding. So again, I'm trying to simulate, just going into battle with what you've got. And here we are with Cranax, and Cranax just has the Cranax just has the weirdest look to all of his stuff. Looks like something out of mythology. I don't know if it's some sort of Asian bit of paperwork on him or not, but as you can see, I've lost a creature already. So what I'll do is just do Dense Fog. Let me see if this guy is resistant. Oof. Alright, so essentially Cranax is a mimic of sorts, and so if I vacuum its trait, I'll gain its trait, so I'm not going to get much of a bonus from that. It's pretty meta, so I'll use Snared here. I'm just going to try to get some advantages with stats. I mean, not stats, but status. Um, afflictions, rather. So there's dense fog. And as you can see, our attacks are really pretty weak here. I can try to work on one, but I'm not dealing much in the way of damage. With 70-something million, these creatures are going to have to get fermented hops on them sooner than later. There's a good chance for warp reality right on the center one. So, there we go. A few million there. Ugh. Yeah, it's time for a life orb or a requiem or something here. So I'm just waiting for blighted to happen, and that way I can at least hope that some heals come in from the launched healing breath. Yeah, this thing's resistant too, so just gonna keep up with attacks, I guess. As you can see, I'm getting a lot of health, so again, I'm just waiting for blighted to do its magic here from a fermented hops cast. And I'll just buff up in the meantime, get that out of the way, get war. Yeah, if these guys had blighted, I'd be able to clean up with Utopia. So I should use the Greater Dispel at this point, because I might be doing some healing anyway. I wish I had Curse of the Swarm. Yeah. Nobody has a barrier, I see. So I'm just kind of lurching through this. I will certainly be adding Holy Blast and using that with Warp Reality in a future build. Again, I was just trying to rough it and not 100% cheese it. So I'll keep blighted off. I'll just use Requiem for a minor resurrection here. Let's see. Oops, I'm out of that. Did I polish? I know that sounded lame, but so yeah, I'm just waiting for fermented hops to kick in. Let me see if anybody's... Oh, yep. Yeah, they must have been healing like crazy. That's what must have happened, so... Wow. Yeah, those guys were healing. Like, as Strong Bad would say, crazy go nuts. So that is the hidden power of this very basic build. So, wow. That was nice. So here's my humble team, and certainly I'll be taking out Nightmare, I think. Very cool. I was so worried about that, but let me just show you a regular fight here. And it's funny, sometimes I defeat a boss and then I'll just get whomped by, come on guys. Or I'll play in Cerberus here. I'm not able to cast our stuff. Let me unsilence everybody here with a Greater Dispel. There we go. Okay, I'll do dense fog, kind of catch up. I do have tsunami on standby, of course. It's something I can always class swap. So there we go. I'll just entangle guys here. And I do have an arachnolisk, excuse me, that I will be putting in razor web, I believe, from the guild, just to inflict a good bit more damage. So I think that the occultist spellbinder might be getting rotated out as a substitute. To substitute it, and let's see. Don't walk and chew gum. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep attacking, I guess. Wow, what happened there? Blight. Oh, hey, yeah, everybody's blighted now. Good. Let me just do false beliefs, see what everybody's been healing for. And this should be part of a 1-2 punch here. Let's see what we got. Good, looks like chronic affliction. Wound up dealing some additional damage there. Yeah, so as you can also see, the attacks that I've been doing and the spell casting that I've been doing has been for naught. So it's all been waiting for the all or nothing that is fermented hops and or false beliefs. So the healing, as you can see, does accumulate from the launched healing breath trait that does go over to enemies. So they're just healing massive amounts. As you can see, their health has just been essentially untouched. So that's where the false beliefs kicks in here. So just use some polishes, I guess, and goof around. Let's see. There we are, polish. Wow, those were some good hits. Let me see what kind of damage that was. Blight. Okay. Yep. There's fermented hops kicking in. And now I can use Utopia to finish this one off because it will heal it up to full health. Oops. There, I'll just use it again. Let's see. Where are you, Mr. Utopia? There you are. Okay. And that is it. That is a very sorely challenged team. Certainly going to get Holy Blast in. And let me see what I got left. Wow, I still got 2 plus a Creature Master. So this will be, quote, bonus footage. Not sure if it really will be. But let me just check the map for additional creatures. Let's see, this pocket up there must be where everybody is hanging out, drinking some grape juice. But oops. So yeah, as you can see, Steel Storm is not even doing anything. For the most part, what I'll do is I'll use Wormhole this once, so I can get the Occultist Spellbinder back up to use that Steel Storm. And there we go. And then I'll use Wormhole one final time. Oh, he died, so I don't know. And then I'll just use Wormhole again and pigpile the Steel Storm, so there we go. Nice. And this thing is so low on the enemy side, and when enemies get low, that's when Utopia will heal them back up to full health, or would otherwise inflict blighted damage of that amount. So let me see if I can get goofy here and polish up Death Gems' Steel Storms. So let's see what I got. Nope, can't cast it, so I'll just put things to sleep here. And just for yucks, I'll keep using polish, because I haven't really gotten too much of a beneficial effect from it, just because I got so many spell gems sometimes. So I'll get rid of the blighted that we all start out with here. And Utopia can shake off one of these guys, at least. Hopefully. Nope. Yeah, I'm just going to take this chance here to use Utopia, actually. I'll do it after Death Gems. Now, let's see if I even have Steel Storm. Nope. So thank goodness for all these extra Utopia charges. So I'll just use that here. I do think it is really cheesy that you're able to use up all the charges on your main gem and then still distribute it as ethereal gems with generous, but oh well. Not complaining now, because there's my chance to get rid of everything here. So, except for the last one, of course, who is severely weakened by Utopia. It sounds like chaos. Yep. All right. I haven't gotten many debuffs of enemies here from the realm, so let me get some extra favor here. And who am I fighting? Gargantuans. Ugh. Some blighted out to them already. I'll see how that strategy works with spreading plague. So I hope I can give this out to a couple guys. There we go. So good time for a greater dispel to get rid of all your debuffs here. And as you can see, enemies aren't going to take too much damage from Utopia. So what I'm going to do is see how much they got healed from Healing Breath coming on over. So, yep, there I am with my big fat goose egg. Can I use polish on myself? Oh wow. What was that all about? A lot of blight. Yeah, that's got to be them healing themselves from Healing Breath, so. that is the other thing. This can go somewhat spellless. I mean, you do have to get um, Spreading Plague to be used at least. If you can't use Curse of the Swarm or Fermented Hops. So, yeah, the Healing Breath will kick in again from the Sapphire Drake, so that's where the trait launcher sends Healing Breath right over to every single creature, so they all have a way to heal themselves for 150% of their health, which turns into damage with Blighted. So I'll demonstrate why Wormhole is in here. I'll just pop him at the top of the timeline, and now everybody that is at the top of the timeline is using Healing Breath on themselves with Blighted. So as you can see, it's really nasty and really funny. So there we are. Death by Wormhole. Insert pun here, but or joke, but yeah, I've got a couple of residual enemies here. And yeah, Spreading Plague would actually not be a bad thing to have used in this realm. So what I love about this game is it just rewards creativity in such amazing ways. I mean, some of these synergies are just right off the charts. I mean, I've got my blight-based theme, and now all these guys are going to be just healing themselves, so I'll just cast a Wormhole here and start killing stuff. So there we go, 2 for the price of 1. Oops, silly me. All right, let me use Spreading Plague then. There we go. Because yeah, I'm used to using Shadowbringer and having everything be blighted all the time, so he should have that trait to start healing himself, but apparently it's not happening. So just use false beliefs, because these guys should be healing themselves too. Let's see. All right, looks like time for Utopia. There we go, that got the middle guy out. And let's see. I guess a Wormhole could finish off the top enemy, so let's see. Nope. Weird. Huh. Oh, it's snared. That's why I'm trying to get a snared enemy at the top of the timeline, so it's just not working. Okay. There. Utopia worked. So yeah, I'm certainly going to be taking out what? Let's see. Holy Armor. I mean, that one can go. So all I can do is just defend until somebody decides to cast Fermented Hops. So this is going to be a defend fest here, so maybe I can just get some attacks in. I'll just cast Desperate Sacrifice. That will get some attacks in from the Siren Purifier, who just got some more stats, so I'll just keep on doing Desperate Sacrifice, and that way I'll get more stats on the Siren Purifier here, so. Yep, as you can see, damage is starting to go up. It's still going to be forever, like trying to empty out a dam with a spoon, so. So yeah, I'm just going to keep on using Desperate Sacrifice as I can. I've got 2 gems that are generous, so that's why you see those 2 copies in there. And looks like it's weak enough now to get Utopia, so there we are. Healing over 50% of its health will knock it out, so. Nice. Alright. That should about be it, I believe. I'm not going to summon any extra creatures and bore you guys to tears more. I thank you for watching this far. It is improvised. I'm just killing some time till my godson gets by with his dad to head out to see a movie. So that is it. I actually cleared a boss, so woohoo. I'm not getting any kinds of Gate of the Gods keys to fight avatars with just yet. I just need to pop into the right realm. Blood Grove has been crazy good for additional emblems through the mushrooms that I've been picking up, large and small. When you go into any instances there to fight the mini bosses, just go ahead and grab all the mushrooms you can, and that should get you some emblems, enough to get some Gate of the Gods keys. So I do believe I don't have... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wow. Alright, I am going to bore you further to tears. Wait a minute. No. Are you serious? No. I've really beaten gods with this silly specialization. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be joking. Wow. Okay, well, let's make this easy. So with all the synergy boosts at the Reliquary, I'm almost able to really go toe-to-toe, so... Let's see how this works out. Yeah, alright, let's see if I can get Utopia to work there. Oops, not really working that well. I'll just use Life Orb, and... Let's see. Alright. Well, there we go. Let me check that history and see what's going on. Obviously, it is Blighted that's causing the damage. Chronic Affliction is working nicely, so... I see Pandemonium Rebirth did as well. So that is it so far, but I am in position here to kill a couple of these creatures with Utopia because they're recovering health equal to 100% of the amount that they're missing. And as you can see, the Atlas Beacon. I rarely ever pay attention to those guys anyway, so excuse me, but oops. And that was a sneaky little thing. Your creatures are immune to all damage except for damage taken from Blighted. So I just made all my creatures immune. Fun little fight usually here. And I'll keep up. Oops. I can't even deal damage with Steel Storm. What am I doing? Utopia is used up here. I'll just keep those guys entangled. And then there's Utopia. Everybody's pretty much down and out. Come on, Utopia. Let's see. Hopefully I can get some false beliefs in for all the healing they've taken. And that should do it. So there we go. Fryden is defeated with my ragtag little team here. And oh my gosh, I am certainly going to do one last fine tune immediately before I forget. So let me see. Let me take out that lame. Well, not insulting the designers, I promise, but just take out what? Steel Storm. Holy Armor. Take out a Steel Storm, really. What if I got 2 of those? Yeah. I'll get rid of that. Okay. And then go make a Holy Blast here. And okay. So I've already got 2, so let me just upgrade. Holy Blast. So I just need to change that to sorcery. Okay. And I thank you for your patience. I'm just ad-libbing this, so there are some spots, I'm sure, where it got a little bit wonky while I was trying to find the words while gaming. But for the most part, I'm doing okay. I believe narration-wise, given the complexity of this game, it does wind up having a lot of nuances that I'm hoping that I am retrieving and discussing with you adequately. So let me just get that Holy Blast enchanted here, and that should be generous as well. I think it was, but let's see. There we are. And oh, it is enchanted, pardon me. Alright, and then get it equipped rather. So there's the one spot right at the top. And there is, no, I don't need that. I just need Holy Blast, and that is it. So thank you all so very much for watching, saving the game and moving on. But yeah, if you check this out, you'll see that Holy Blast and Warp Reality, if you haven't seen me do it before, those 2 spell gems are just incredible for scaling up to the amount of health that enemies have. So if you're a lowly David fighting a Siralim Ultimate Goliath, it works beautifully. Thanks for watching. Take care.